Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your #1 source for pop culture news in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, we are live on multiple platforms. We're live on Facebook, The Kempire, and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We're live on Twitch and Twitter at The Kempire. If you're not following us there, you should. Different things happen there, y'all, and you might be missing out on things like Kempire After Dark on Twitter last Friday. Woo, child. Woo, child. Well, look.
Lies. The lie.
Oh, how dare you? How dare you, Candy? I hope everyone had a fantastic Halloween. Let's first, this is our Tuesday takeover. It normally happens at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. PST. However, life be lifing, and every once in a while, we got to change things around. Sometimes we got to change things around. Sometimes I'm looking to make sure. I'm like, okay, y'all can hear me, right? Good. So I still wanted to do our Tuesday takeover. It's a place where we talk about 90 Day Fiance, 90 Day The Single Life, 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After, some of our favorite reality shows like Below Deck. And today we briefly, because we got to do an episode by episode recap of Bling Dubai. Bling Dubai. Okay, all of you have been hitting me up. Kempire, have you seen Bling Dubai? Have you seen Bling Dubai? At one point, I was just like, yes, I've seen it. Wait. Oh.
Yes, I've seen it.
No, I get it. You guys want me to see it because we talk about the Real Housewives of Dubai, but Netflix has their own something going on. We'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But if you're unfamiliar with Tuesday Takeover and you're just randomly watching in a replay, understand this is a mashup live where we talk about reality TV news, and pop culture news, okay? And we recap some stuff, all right? And we will be taking calls. This show has evolved over the last 2 years. It went from being our 90 Day Fiance recap to TLC recap to Tuesday Takeover, where we talk about all the things. And we already have almost 1,000. Oh, wait, no, we have almost 1,400 people watching on YouTube alone. Like the video if you haven't already. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels that talk about similar topics, all right? And shout out to everyone watching on TikTok that are watching from behind the scenes. TikTok, if you would like to see some of the things that I will be posting on my screen, head on over to YouTube where our larger audience is, or Twitch, because apparently Twitch gives some of the best quality in video. Or you can watch on Facebook, TheKempire or Kempire Daily on Facebook. Don't forget, guys, also a new episode of my podcast, Kempire Radio, came out this week, and it's titled Kempire Con. I'm talking all the things that I didn't talk about here on YouTube. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already. Shout out to everyone that's watching from around the country. I always love to see where you guys are watching from. Puerto Rico's in the building, DMV's in the building, England's in the building. Replay crew, I always want to hear where you guys are watching from as well. Ooh, so RC says a big no on Dubai. We'll talk about it. I'm in the middle of watching this new show. But before we get into any of that, you may have seen our breaking news this morning in regards to rapper, part of 1/3 of the Migos, Takeoff, was shot and killed in Houston, Texas. There are a lot of different rumors going around. Was it accidental? Was it with his own crew? Look, I don't want to get into all of those nitty-gritties just right now once we start getting more information. But what we do know is that Takeoff, the youngest of the group, the quiet one, you know, there are so many lovely things that I've seen people say about Takeoff. You know, I posted a recent Drink Champs interview that he did, and the way that he was rapping on this new project, they were like, you're really like getting into your swing with this music right now. And he was like, he wants his flowers now, not when he's gone. If you missed that, you can check that out on my TikTok, or you can check that out on YouTube. I posted a clip of that. 28 years old. This is opening up a larger conversation, and we can talk about it in the live chat or when you guys call in, or in the comment section about gun violence. When we talk about what rap music is like today and what they're talking about, there are larger conversations happening. And some people are like, hold a beat. Can we just mourn losing this young man? I understand that, but I also understand why people are saying, do we have to lose another life without us taking the steps that we need to take? But then there's the other side of things where people are saying, if our government wouldn't do anything when children are gunned down in their schools, what do you think they're going to do when it comes to everyone else? This is serious time. Voting has begun in many states, including New York. Early voting has begun. Next week is election day. If you want your voices heard, that is one of the ways of doing it. Register to vote and go vote. Speaking of loss, unfortunately, our community has lost a special spirit. Our community has gone through so many different things. It's grown tremendously in the last couple of years. And a lot of you have reached out to me telling me about your health issues, your family issues, things that you've needed our platform to escape from. I can't tell you the amount of messages that I've received. And in our community, we've had a lot of familiar faces that have been here since the beginning, that come and gone. And trust and believe, even if you've come and gone, you're always welcome to come back. I get it. Life be lifing. And sometimes maybe you just need a break from YouTube. Maybe you need a break from the community. Get it completely. But a familiar face that I remember all of you will remember. Dear Sheila has passed away. This information came to me yesterday, and I wanted to share with the community that she is no longer with us. But as always, you know what I always say with these things, she will always be with us. Her memory will always live on with us in the comment section, in the videos. She was always so generous with her time, with all of us. And of course, generous with her support of me and what I'm doing with Uplifting Words. Sheila, we remember you today in our hearts and our minds, and forever. The same spirit that Sheila always brought in the comment section, sharing her opinion, but doing it in a respectful way. Please let her be your example. Please allow, and we said this before, please allow when someone passes away, it be a reminder to myself, to you, to live more fully. Rest in peace, Sheila. Normally, Tuesday Takeover, we start with good news, but I take that as good news that she's no longer suffering. All right. How do we transition from that? This is how. You know I'm a mess. Okay, let me open, because Sheila would want us to be messy and have a good time today, and that's exactly what we're going to do. That's exactly what we do with Tuesday Takeover. Shout out to all of you that have been a support for Sheila during this time. She's needed the laugh, she's needed the support. So thank you to all of our community that continues to uplift each other, because that is the definition of a community. Lifting up each other when we need each other the most. All right. It's November 1st. Christmas is around the corner. Just me? Okay. Shout out to Mariah Carey. If you have not seen Mariah Carey's posts on social media, she's literally riding as a witch on a Peloton. And as you know, as November 1st comes in, her time is here. Christmas has begun. She has some shows that she's doing. There's a lot happening. And for me, because she's the queen of Christmas and she's trademarking it, I need to trademark a king of Christmas. Anyways, if it don't, you guys know who the king of Christmas is. Okay? I gotta get some Christmas sound effects next. Christmas is right around the corner. I hope that you guys are ready for it. I am ready for it. I love Christmas. Slowly but surely, all the things behind me will start transforming. Okay? Because 'tis the season. Don't bring your bad vibes over here. All right? All right. So that's some good news. Mariah Carey is fully ready for the holiday season. She's got a bunch of different surprises, including a new book. She's got a tour coming up for the holiday. I guess it's not really a full-on tour, but it's a Christmas concert. I went to her first one here in New York when she started, like when she reemerged as, okay, we're going to be doing like a whole annual Christmas thing at the Beacon Theater. I think it was at. I went to the first one. And I was like, oh, this is the best thing I want to do this every year. First and last. But it's just, life be lifing. It's no reason why. I honestly, I don't even think she's done it every single year in New York. Has she? Or maybe she has, and I just haven't been able to make it. She will be coming back to New York, but it's bigger and better than ever. Whoever told Mariah to invest in Christmas, the way that she's invested in Christmas for her catalog, were geniuses. Because she already has her own stellar catalog separately. So now that she has this whole Christmas situation, that alone could take care of not even a small country, a big country. Smart business. I love seeing smart people do smart things. All right. Where do I want to begin? Should we get into the sports? Let's get into the sports, and then we'll get into some more entertainment stuff, because you guys want me to be that guy, not you all tagging me in Ime Udoka's update. Ime Udoka. You're probably thinking, Kempire, who the hell's Ime Udoka? Nia Long? Ring a bell? Ring a bell, anyone? Yeah. So Nia Long's estranged fiance, I don't know what the status of their relationship is. I think she's done with him. You know the story. Ime Udoka apparently had this affair with a coworker. The coworker has been revealed. We've talked all about it. Google schmoogle Ime Udoka Kempire and all the videos that I've done on this. I'm not going to rehash all of this because I know you want me to be that guy. All right? You want me to be the sport. You want this to be Kempire ESPN. I wish you luck with that. You lucky I know what each sport is. This is basketball, right? Yeah. I had to think about that. So Ime Udoka was the head coach for the Boston Celtics. He got caught up in this affair situation. Hold on, let me. I do all this work that I'm like, I need to make sure I bring up my things. Let me bring up my things, okay? So he got caught up in this affair. There was an investigation back in July. Apparently, he only told Nia about this investigation like weeks before it was revealed to us. Not even weeks before. Sorry, nope. Days before, allegedly. days before. They have a son together. But apparently this was a mutual relationship. So everyone's just shocked why the Boston Celtics said that he would not be the coach for this upcoming season, the 2022-2023 season. Even though he brought the Boston Celtics to the championships and lost. I mean, you win some, you lose some. He got them to the championships, though. Well, it's not over for Ime Udoka. It might be over for Brett Favre, because I know every time I bring up Ime Udoka, someone in the comments, why don't you talk about Brett Favre? Because this is not Kempire ESPN. I know you want me to be that guy, but I'm not that guy. So, one of the people that have really been keeping me up on this Ime Udoka situation is Shams Charania. There we go. If I mispronounce, y'all know I try. Okay, I really do try. Okay, so this is what they're reporting for the future of Ime Udoka. So a lot of people are already speculating that he would be done. Like, he would not be coming back to the Boston Celtics. Well, doesn't look like he will be. Because as you can see from this tweet, his original tweet said Ime Udoka has emerged as a strong frontrunner to be the next Brooklyn Nets head coach, and the sides have begun discussions. Sources tell The Athletic and Stadium, that's what they were telling them. Okay. Nets are in the midst of their search process and are continuing to do due diligence. Not Kempire Sports. Bunny, don't encourage me. Don't encourage me. Or encourage me. Encourage me. Okay. All right. You guys are terrible. Stop it. So then he retweets this, Shams, and says, the Brooklyn Nets plan to hire Ime Udoka as their new head coach, sources tell The Athletic Stadium. Boston granted the Nets permission to speak to Udoka and will allow him to leave freely, sources said. This situation with the Boston Celtics must have been so bad, or they just trying to get rid of him. Well, come on to Brooklyn, Ime. Come on to Brooklyn. Nia, you coming? I wouldn't blame you if you didn't, Nia. Nia just celebrated a birthday. Happy belated birthday, Nia. Does that make her a Scorpio? Ah, damn. Happy birthday to anyone celebrating a birthday. Not KSPN. You know what, malicious. So Ime Udoka, there is great hope for him. The Brooklyn Nets. Okay, men, because there are quite a few men that watch me. Hey, men, sitting next to your wives. Can you, wives, get the information back to me? Is this a good look for Ime? The Brooklyn Nets, how are they doing? Are they doing good? I mean, it's not the Lakers. It's not the Miami Heat. Look, I'm just talking things. I'm just putting out names there. It's not the Golden State Warriors. Look at me knowing things. Are the Chicago Bulls still a thing? Because that was the last time I used to watch basketball. And that was an exciting time. To watch Michael Jordan play and Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman, who's on The Surreal Life. I'm not watching it. Don't ask me. All right. I love us for real. I love us for real. All right, let me just say thank you. Let me take this down. Hold on. Let me take this down. Oh my Lord, we are a mess. But I love it. I love it for us. Let me just take this down. All right. Danielle, thank you so much for the super chat. Danielle says, Kempire Sports. I mean, I probably won't be covering it. If I can hire a sportsnista, shout out to Wendy Williams, then we'll get that person to handle those things. And they can well verse me on the sports stuff, because there's a lot of drama in the sports world too. I just don't like to talk about things that I'm not fully versed on, but then I became really fully versed on the Ime Udoka situation. Go see my latest breakdown on that a few weeks ago that I posted about that investigation and why Ime Udoka was pretty much pushed out because of who he had the affair with and who this person is connected to in regards to previous executives. It was a situation. This is why the Boston Celtics were like, you can go. Okay. But look, if you've worked in corporate America, if you worked for any company where they can just kind of get rid of you like that, all these things. All right. Shout out to everyone watching on Facebook. Hey, Lily. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Facebook user who's in Houston. It wouldn't say your name, but it's okay. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch as well. Deborah, what's going on? Alice, Richard, what's going on? Lisa, I see you guys. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. But before we move on, Diana, who's been with us a long time as well. Thank you so much for the super chat. Diana says, I love you more, Sheila. Your beauty and kindness touch so many. The last thing you messaged me was, I am with you. You are a true warrior princess. Amen. Thank you, Diana. All right. All right. Happy early birthday, French lady. Happy early birthday. Shout out to anyone celebrating a birthday. Shout out to all the Scorpios. We see you. All right. All right. Let me just hold on, y'all. I got to get someone together in my TikTok chat. Please never tell me next story. Remember whose platform this is. Remember. If you're not interested, you know what you can do. Look, we have plenty of people fully engaged. On YouTube alone, we got almost 2,500 people watching. So it's okay if you need to move on. All right? We're covering all the things. This is our Tuesday takeover. Uh-oh. Sharon. I can't with Sharon. Hold on. Let me just save these super chats and let me slow down the chat because I didn't realize how many people we had in the room. So let me do that right now. All right. Y'all forget I'm a Taurus. Y'all can't tell me what to do or when to move. Have y'all forgotten? Have y'all forgotten? Okay. All right. Let's go back. And I just want to, well, when we get to the Lisa Rinna story, I'll get into that. All right. All right. I didn't realize how fast the chat was going. So let me slow it down a bit so I can see what you guys are saying. All right. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. If you're watching on TikTok, keep tapping your screens. If you are watching on Facebook, like the video, like us on Facebook if you haven't already. All right. Let's move on. Let me get into the next story. All right. Let's get into the next story. Damn, I hate to cover this story, but I got to do my job. And then we'll talk about 90 Day Fiance, because normally we switch it up when we want to get into reality TV or the news. So I wanted to cover some pop culture news first, just because that was the segue. All right, let me just play for you a clip of our girl, Emmy Award winner now, fellow Jamaican, Cheryl Lee Ralph is going viral, and people have opinions. Hold on, Cheryl.
And you know, the one that I'm a 3 million miler on to check my bags, and I was 4 minutes late because they need 45 minutes for you to check in. And the woman said, oh, there is absolutely nothing we can do for you. I was like, it's only 4 minutes. I've checked in on flights later than this with more. Oh, absolutely not. And I was just saying, you know what, in these days and times, just be kinder, just be nicer, because you just never, ever know. Anyway, I just bought my ticket on American Airlines and we'll be flying now. Thank you. God bless you and be well.
So, when I first saw this video, I'll tell you my initial thought. I was like, I love you, Cheryl, and I'm such a rule follower, especially at the airport. Look, people would act up at the airport, and I'm like, why are you acting up at the airport? They can put you on the no-fly list, and you know I have places to be. I am not trying to be on nobody's no-fly list, and I'm not saying that's what happened with Cheryl, but I am a rule follower. When I go to the airport, I'm not playing those games. I'm there early. I'm opening up the doors. If you don't need me to open up the door, I'm making sure I'm there early. Even if it's a domestic flight, I'm there. You know, for domestic flights, I think it's what, an hour and a half. I'm there at least 2, if not earlier. I'm not playing those games. But Cheryl, I have to say my initial reaction to seeing this video, I was just like, Cheryl, those are the rules. You do realize when you're late, the reason why they have those times are so that the flight will be on time for everyone, all of the passengers. And I'm not saying it's impossible. I know you were only 4 minutes late. I'm not saying it was impossible for them to keep everything on time. However, Is that Emmy Award going to your head? I'm asking. Well, when I first saw this video, people were in the comments like, yes, Auntie Sheryl, everyone has difference of opinion, and it's okay. But now, and the only reason why I'm covering this story, I'm seeing people that are thinking like I'm thinking. What in the entitlement is going on, Miss Cheryl Lee Ralph? We get it. You are only 4 minutes late, and you will no longer fly Delta. I will. I will. I love Delta. But here's the thing. When you go to the airport, depending on who you get, she said that, in the past, she's been able to get away with this stuff. However, Miss Ralph, it depends on who you're going to get that day. And whoever you got that day was like, I'm a rule follower. You are 4 minutes late, madam. Nope. And now she's going to American Airlines. And look, every airline has their things. You can complain about every single airline. American Airlines is not my fave. The times that I've flown them. However, I'm sure there will be times when I fly Delta that I'm like, what's going on, Delta? What you doing? But I didn't like seeing, especially after we were uplifting Sheryl. A few weeks ago, we were celebrating on Tuesday Takeover, her amazing speech at the Emmys. You know what you could have done, Sheryl? You didn't have to go on social media and try to blast these people. Because then it ends up falling in your face. You think that you're going to have a moment because you're like, yes, everybody loves me. And everyone's like, Sheryl, you were late. There are policies for a reason. And as someone that's always on time, shut up. Being on time for here, it's one thing. I'm doing producing and hosting. Okay, calm down. But everywhere else in my life, I'm on time, if not early. All right? Always. All right? And if I'm on time here, it's because I'm trying to make sure all the technology is working. But I run this airplane, okay? So I'm making sure all the things are together so that we have an amazing show. All right? Don't judge me. But when I'm catching a flight, which I will be soon, I'll be there early. Unless, God forbid, something happens on the way. But that's rare. Sheryl, I hope you're paying attention to what people are saying in regards to this story. Okay? We still love you, though. She's still amazing on Abbott Elementary. Still love you. She just got an award in Jamaica, which I was actually surprised. Like, you're just getting this award? It's like the highest honor for a citizen in Jamaica? Okay. Okay. And everyone has a right to their opinion. Tracy says 4 minutes. My last flight was 2 hours late. Delta, I have questions. But everywhere is different, depending on where you're flying to and depending who's the manager of that situation. And that manager was like, no. I don't care who you are. And yes, I'm glad you got 3 million flying miles on Delta. Delta was like, and they have a policy. There's nothing you can do. You can say, I don't want to do business with you anymore. Delta ain't hurting though. Just saying. All right. You know what? Some of the comments are everything to me. All right. Let me just say thank you guys. If you're just joining us, this is our weekly Tuesday Takeover where we cover a variety of pop culture news, reality TV, and reality TV news. I'm going to get into some reality TV, and then we will get back to some reality TV news because I know a lot of you are here to talk about Lisa Rinna. And look, understand, YouTube limits the amount of characters we can have in the title. Y'all know she didn't quit Beverly Hills. They quit her. Allegedly. Allegedly. No confirmation just yet. No confirmation on that. So y'all know I'm not trying to clickbait you, but I'm limited on my characters, okay? All right, Sharon, thank you so much for the super chat. Sharon says, call me for the sports segment. Okay, Sharon, because Sharon calls in and she's like, yeah, I'm calling in, but I still got to get to my football. We know Sharon. Candace, thank you so much for the super chat. Candace says, I'm a very timely person. I hate being late. It throws my whole day off. Same. See, community like minds. Candace, thank you so much for another super chat. She says, sending positive vibes to our community. Thank you for our community, Kempire. Thank you, Candace. I appreciate that. Miss Nikki, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss Nikki says, hey, Kempire, have you seen the recent interview of Gayle King and Julia Roberts? Julia Roberts stated Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta paid the hospital bill for her Julia's birth. Awesome story. Miss Nikki, this is why you need to follow me on all platforms. I posted that over the weekend. I posted the clip on my TikTok, and I posted it on, did I post it on YouTube? If not, I definitely posted it on Instagram. But I did see that amazing story. But thank you for bringing it up. We could talk a little bit about it. So Miss Nikki's talking about Julia Roberts doing an interview with Gayle King. And Gayle King is the one who brought this story up because we had no idea that there was this long history and friendship between Julia Roberts' parents and the King family, the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So she talks about that story and how they became friendly. And apparently Julia Roberts' parents couldn't pay for this medical bill. And because of this ongoing relationship, and I think her parents owned some sort of like community, I don't know if it was a dance or acting something. And they allowed the Kings, to have their children there. So that's how the relationship came together. I'm getting the story because I wasn't prepared to retell the story now. However, you can see the actual video on my TikTok at TheKempire or on Instagram. All right. Let me just save these, guys. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. We're already at almost 1,000. We have, where did y'all come from? We have almost 3,000 people in the building for our Tuesday takeover. Don't forget to subscribe. We're almost at 200,000 subscribers on YouTube alone. All right. All right. Let me just continue to thank y'all. Hold on. Thank you, Miss Nikki, for the super chat. And thank you for the reminder. I did want to bring that up. DM, thank you so much for the super chat. DM says, I'd rather have Teddy than Rinna. Damn. That says a lot. Teddy Mellencamp, for those that aren't familiar. Tiana, thank you so much for the super chat. Tiana says, we on the same page about Ibrahim. We'll talk about it. Matter of fact, that's a perfect segue. Let's talk about Bling Dubai a little bit because I want to do a separate actual live recap for Bling Empire, maybe with some other shows as well. So I do want to talk about that. But Tiana, thank you for that. Let's talk a little bit about this new Netflix series, Bling Empire, not Bling Empire, Bling Dubai. There we go. Let me open my notes. There we go. Here we go. All right. So Netflix, all of you are hitting me up, telling me about this new show. Dubai Bling, or is it Bling Dubai? This might be the wrong thing. Hold on, y'all. Let's go here. There we go. Bling Dubai. There we go. So I got to look up the other one. So this is the cast of this show on Netflix. It's called Bling Dubai, and it's a full cast. And we recapped and talked about the Real Housewives of Dubai. Oh, these folks make the Real Housewives of Dubai ladies look poor. Okay? They do. Like there is some real money in this group of folks. We've got DJs, we've got a billionaire, we've got the Queen of Versace, we've got an influencer. And then we've got Ibrahim. Okay, Ibrahim. Look how he got his hand behind his neck. Ibrahim is a good looking man though. And apparently worth $90 million. If you haven't watched it, we will do a separate live talking about Bling Dubai. Because my Dubai sources already are coming out. They're already coming out. Not coming out like that. Hey, Ibrahim. Ibrahim, I don't know. Look, I know there are effeminate men out there that are not gay. And then there are gay men that are very masculine that you'd be like, oh. But Ibrahim, and look, we have to remember culture. Sometimes people stay in the closet because of culture. I don't know if that is the truth, but I'm just saying my feeling about Ibrahim. Ibrahim, look, I'm all about making my own millions and billions. However, sometimes the universe is like, no, you got to marry your billionaire, and that's how you will make your billions. You know what S. Keppel says? 90 million. He even finer. Okay, he's a good looking man. He's messy too. He's very, Faith says, well, I was just thinking, he's so messy. He's a Kyle Richards on this cast. He is producing up the wazoo. All right? But I have to say, I don't know how Netflix does it, but they really are just taking reality TV to a whole other level. What we expect, you know, when they do those images of what you ordered versus what you got. Hold on, let me take this. Sonia says, fine. I'm just gonna say this. If I wish I had did a picture, but this is what I ordered, and the Real Housewives of Dubai is what we got. Sorry, y'all know I love y'all know I love those ladies. But we will talk more in detail about this cast of folks. Like this girl, I cannot stand her, but she married a billionaire. He died, and but she went on a date in the very first episode. She goes on a date with Ibrahim. And I was like, I didn't think anything of it until I kept on watching Ibrahim episode after episode. And I said to myself, Ibrahim, how you doing?
How you doing?
And nothing wrong with the Ibrahim. I know you just disliked the video. Call me. I am not kidding. Because look, I'm not kidding. You know why? I'm not a gold digger. Shut up. He's a cute man. And I will sign a prenup. What is wrong with me? I ain't signing no prenup. No, I'll sign a prenup. I got my stuff to worry about too. Guys, if you just joined us, we're talking about Bling Dubai. A new show on Netflix. They're not paying me, but they should. He is so messy, though. Literally, in the middle of talking about someone, he gets up from the table and calls that the influencer girl. I can't think of all the names right now, y'all. We'll get to the names and people later. He calls her, I just wouldn't feel right. We're talking about you. He's producing. I know we're all thinking to ourselves, why would people worth millions of dollars go on reality TV because they want fame? They want people talking about them. And we know Ibrahim wants people talking about him. And Ibrahim, there's literally articles. Is Ibrahim gay? And look, we don't know. I'm not trying to out him. Even if I was to find some information, I'm not outing you, Ibrahim. I just, look, wishful thinking. We are wishful thinking. Look at this man. I remember when I went to Dubai. Okay, story time, side story. When I went, was it Dubai? Yes, it was Dubai. It was Dubai. I think it was Oman. And our tour guide looked just like Ibrahim. And I have a picture, but I'm not going to share it because he's not a public person. But I was like, damn, you're looking good in that situation. All right, Ibrahim. All right, let me move on. Because too many people I know are watching me. Why are people coming up to me? I watch you on YouTube. Oh, damn. Because I say all kinds of things. Here Rebecca go. Rebecca says, we need a dating in Dubai with Kempire. No! Because, look, yes, we know Dubai is a little bit more... They're becoming more progressive, but not dating in Dubai. If it was going to be Kempire and Ibrahim dating in Dubai and living that lifestyle, come on now. You know, I'm a tourist. I like nice things. Okay? I like nice things. Just saying. All right. We'll move on. We'll move on. So I wanted to talk about Bling Dubai. We will do a separate live recapping it, but I wanted to let you guys, I'm watching it, and you should be watching it too, so we can talk about it. All right. And my Dubai and UAE sources, keep reaching out. Keep letting me know. Some people swear that they know. I'm not outing Ibrahim. I'm just saying this. My loins said something else. But my loins are not reliable. So, anyways, let's move on. Let's move on to 90 Day Fiance. No, 90 Day The Single Life. Okay. I have to say, this week's episode of 90 Day The Single Life has to be the best. The best. In a really long time. In a really long time. Natalie, first of all, because it's coinciding with everything that's going on with the war in Ukraine, I think the reality of that makes it a little bit more interesting. I still can't stand Natalie. No, can't stand her. Mike, you're a good guy. You're a good guy because he checked up on her mom, who we loved in Ukraine. And I was like, oh my God, how's her mom doing? Well, apparently now she's traveling to Washington State so that she can go get her birth certificate and passport, because that's the real reason. She's not going there to thank Michael. Why does Michael still have your birth certificate and passport? You've been living in Florida for like a good 2 years. Why does Michael still have your birth certificate and passport? Why didn't he send that to you? Or is she just using that as an excuse? Maybe. Look, maybe. Hold on, y'all. Let me slow down chat a little bit more just because I feel like I'm missing a lot of people and a lot of things. So let me just slow down chat just a little bit more, y'all. If you're just joining us, this is our Tuesday takeover where we cover a variety of hot topics, reality TV news, and more. If you're part of the replay crew, as always, let me know your thoughts on anything that we're talking about. All right. Let me save that. Let me go back, y'all. All right. And we will get to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and the news that's coming out from there. All right. Where do I want to go? Okay, 90 Day Fiance. So I don't understand what's going on with Natalie, but I did not enjoy her this week. The whole delusion that she has about having a baby with this other man. Girl, I don't think Natalie will be having a baby anytime soon, even though she wants one. She feels like a baby. She feels like she's emotionally immature to be having a baby. I just don't see that happening for her. But she's off to go see Mike. So next week we will see Mike. But Mike is an upstanding guy trying to help her mom. Not trying, he helped her mom to relocate out of Ukraine. All right. Guys, and if I miss your super chat, I'm trying to save all the super chats so we can go over them in a second. I just don't want to get distracted and stay on focus. All right, not to some people want me to move. Okay, all right, all right. Whammy Hammy says, when's the Dubai Bling recap? I want to be seated. Stay tuned. I will let you guys know. I want to watch it, and then I want to watch each episode and decide how I'm going to break it up. But back to 90 Day The Single Life. Like I said, I felt like this was their best episode. Yara and Jovi, again, they're also dealing with everything that's happening in Ukraine, and she's thinking of moving to Prague to be closer to her mom. I'm over them. I've been over them since their first appearance on this show. But because of everything that's happening in Ukraine, I kind of like her being there, letting us know what people that are connected to the situation are going through. However, she's being selfish, and I don't believe her. I do believe it's a storyline. I don't think that she's happy in America, despite what she says during this last episode. And I do think that she wants to live in Europe. I think she prefers Europe. I don't blame her. I like Europe too. Over the United States. Sorry, United States. Not really. So I'm Yara and Jovi, over them. Look, over them. But I love the fact that he's drinking champagne in the morning. He's back to drinking champagne in the morning. And then when she says, I'm going to go apartment hunting, he's like, apartment hunting? We didn't come here for that. Apparently she did. My thing is, it's not like you guys are just talking about yourselves. You have a baby. You have a baby that you have to think about. But Jovi has a type of life that he could technically live in Prague. Because remember, he works a certain amount of time and then he's off a certain amount of time. It could work. I don't know. I don't see them doing it. She just got her green card. So there are stipulations that she has to follow in order for her to keep her green card status. You know, Data on Facebook was like, when I mentioned my loins, he said, your loins, they have an ointment for that. Shut up. Velda says, Kempire, we fighting over the same man. Come on, Velda. I will fight you. All right. All right. I mean, look, I will take an Ibrahim similar, looks similar, and worth the same amount of money. Anyways, let me focus. Let's move on. Okay. Okay, we'll get to those folks in a second. Veronica. So like I like Veronica. I didn't love Veronica in this episode of 90 Days of Single Life because I feel like she was asking for too much from this new guy. Jonathan is his name. I think she was asking too much from him too soon. But I get it. She's trying to find a husband. She's at that point in her life. And the whole Debbie situation. You know, at first I was on the fence about Debbie moving so fast with this guy. But then I thought to myself, when you hit mid-30s, 40s, 50s, I don't think you need to take the same amount of time that you would take in your 20s. I really don't think you need to take that amount of time. Really. You know what, Gustav? Gustav, we sent you an email. Please reply to that email so we can send you your book, your Garcelle's book. Thank you. I almost forgot about that, but thank you for commenting. You know what, Wendy, back up. And you're a beautiful woman too. She said, I'll be Ibrahim's beard if he's gay. You know what? Goodbye. I can't with y'all. But back to 90 Days of Single Life. Goodness. This is a mess. All my stuff is all. So Veronica got into this battle with this new guy, Jonathan, I believe his name is. I can't remember all the names, y'all. And I felt like it was just too much too soon. I get it. She's trying to figure out, okay, where are we? Should we keep talking? But you're going to be moving to Florida to be with your baby's mama and your child, which I get. I get it. There's a child involved. But she feels like I should be considered in your conversation about moving to Florida. Girl, you're new. I don't think you should be considered. If you want to keep dating me, okay, but I'm being open with you. But here's the thing. She just had sex with the man. So now she's like feeling vulnerable. And she's like, you waited to tell me this after you had sex with me. And then she didn't hear from him for a few weeks. Okay, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this situation. I have to say this episode was a little triggering for a lot of people. Because I feel like there are so many examples of real life moments happening in this latest episode of 90 Days of Single Life. Where people start changing after they've had sex with you. And then you're like, oh, do they not like me anymore? Was the sex not that good? Damn. Remember you had the coleslaw situation? Ew. Yeah. Let's move on. Oh, speaking of triggering, Tiffany, remember the guy that he was like her FB, her F buddy for a very long time? Well, he was making all kinds of plans. Let's hang out and you come to my apartment, blah, 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 blah. And he ghosted her. Mind you, they've known each other for a very long time. He ghosted her. Have you seen this man? She's beautiful. Tiffany is a beautiful woman. He's okay. He's not ugly, but Tiffany, you are better off. You are better off. You have your 2 kids to worry about. You don't have time for people ghosting you or playing these types of games. He showed you who he is the first time. Believe him. Period. All right? See, Deborah. Okay, Deborah. I thought it was... I was like, I'm sure a lot of people are triggered by this episode. There are so many just elements that I see from friends, things that I've experienced, that I'm like, this is going to be triggering for a lot of relationships. See? Bundy says triggering for a lot of people, not me. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, Janet. Janet says, Kempire, but he didn't tell her before they had sex. Plus, she couldn't be close to Tim, and she has a teenage daughter. Josh was a jerk, in my opinion. Oh, it was Josh was his name. I mean, I definitely got jerk vibes from him, but I felt like her reaction was a lot. And I get it. She slept with him, so she felt vulnerable. But I would have been like, you know what? Thank you for breaking my back. Let's move on. This is not going to go any further. You're thinking about moving to Florida. Thanks for clearing out the cobwebs. Just saying. All right. Ooh, Acme says men can be so audacious. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Gustav says, dump him. He showed you who he is. Yeah. And that's exactly what happens. She dumps him pretty much and she walks out. And now we're going to walk out. Look, now we're going to walk out. let's move on. So Tiffany had a similar situation, but he ghosted her. Did she? I mean, she's already slept with this guy. I don't think she slept with him recently that we know of. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, Caesar. So Caesar gets out of Ukraine just in time. So they keep playing a disclaimer that, this was filmed before the war in Ukraine. And Caesar met this beautiful woman over in Ukraine through a matchmaker. Okay? Chanel Eyes Go. My TikTok chat says, Kempire After Dark has moved to the afternoon. It's evening. It's getting darker. It's earlier. Okay? Caesar. Only a war. It would only happen to Caesar. I feel like, Caesar, your life. All the things that Caesar, we've seen him go through on this show. Of course, a war in Ukraine. Now he cannot see the love of his life, the one that he decided to choose. Next week's episode, I think his friend says, even a war wouldn't let her leave Ukraine. What makes you think she's going to come see you? You know what? Sometimes when your friends say certain things, they hit a little differently. She had a good point. If she's not willing to leave Ukraine in the middle of a war, what makes you think that she's going to come leave Ukraine to be with you in America? Like right now, it's probably even easier for people that live in Ukraine to come to other countries and in the United States. Oh, Caesar. Woo, woo, woo. Caesar. Like, I really don't think Caesar means any harm. Maybe. I'm still looking at Caesar with the side eye. You went to Ukraine to go find your wife. Okay, Caesar. Exactly. Bunny says Caesar is cringe. All right. Who else did? Oh, the only person that I am rooting for this season is Debbie Johnson. Not Colty, Debbie Johnson. So Debbie has decided that she is going to move with her boo to Canada. And at first, I was on the fence about Debbie moving to Canada. I really was on the fence because I was like, oh, Debbie, don't do that. Don't move to Canada. I mean, you're going to move from, Canada's another country. Like, there's things you got to do in order to move there. But then I was like, you know what? Debbie told her story about how she lost her first son, about her ex-husband, and then her sidebar. Colty's daddy was a hottie. Colty's daddy was a hottie. Debbie was a hottie too. Those old pictures of Debbie. But she talked about how when she had Colty, she had him 3 months early too, and he survived. Her first baby did not survive. Her story was so real, so raw. Debbie, I'm rooting for you. I hope it works out with your man in Canada. Is Debbie in Canada right now? She boxed up her life. She put her things in storage, and she's going to move to Canada. But first, her boo is going to come down and meet Colty. But now I think we understand why her and Colty were so close, over the years that we've been watching them and them living together. She always felt a connection to him because, she had lost her first baby. But it's time to move on. It's time for you to live your life, Debbie. And I hope that you have an amazing time in Canada. All right. Did I miss anyone from 90 Days of Single Life? If not, they weren't that important. They weren't that important. Guys, if you haven't already, this is our Tuesday takeover where we cover a variety of reality TV news, and pop culture news. Be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Speaking of supporting the channel, if you haven't already, get your coldest water bottle. What are you doing? Keeps your water cold for 36 plus hours, comes in multiple colors, multiple sizes, but they don't just have water bottles. They have coolers, they have ice packs, they have sheets, they have things for your pets, they have pillows. But don't forget to use the discount code KEMP10 for 10% off of your order. All right, let me, and more information is available in the description of this video. All right. And again, when you like the video, you're not just supporting me, you're supporting other content creators that look like me, that talk about similar content like I do. All right. And TikTok, if you're watching, be sure to tap your screens. Thank you for following and being here for our Tuesday takeover. And if you want to get merch, Kempire Worldwide, ooh, if you want to get t-shirts, sweatshirts, all of our fall merch is available right now. Fall merch is available right now. Head on over to houseofkempire.com. Depending on where you're watching from, it'll be in my bio or in the description of this video. All right. Let me take a sip from my coldest water bottle, and then we'll move on to 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After. Oh, God. I have to say, and I've said this before, and I'll briefly speak on some of these folks. Big Ed, this storyline with Liz, there is so much trauma, so much real trauma happening with Liz. And I know everyone's like, Big Ed's a terrible person. He is. I've kind of moved on from Big Ed being a terrible person because they decided to bring him back anyway, even after Liz was spearheading the movement to have him canceled. But she decided to get engaged to him. Well, they're back together despite him thinking that she's a lesbian. But I told you last week, the woman that he thought that she was intimately involved with, I said, we are body language experts. And based on the interaction that we saw, I understood why he thought that. I was just like, you know what I mean? But this is a toxic relationship because Big Ed is an older guy and he wants her home all the time. She's afraid of being in a situation that she was in before where she ended up homeless. She goes to therapy with him in this episode. Y'all need separate therapy and couples therapy. But I don't see it for this relationship. It's not going to end well. They are Big Ed. This is why you date someone at least close to your age or with the same mindset of, I don't want to go out all the time drinking and hanging out and things like that. Because if that's what Liz wants to do, let Liz do that. It's one thing to be like, okay, let's not do it all the time. But you are basically telling her she can't do it. So she feels stifled in this relationship. Liz, that's not going to change. He's a Taurus, unfortunately. This relationship is not going to work. And why are you on our 90 Day Fiance show? You both are American. Allegedly. Anyone else confused? Why? I know he's been on the show before, but 90 Day, if he is not dating someone that's on a 90-day visa, why are we watching him? People don't want to watch him regardless. Speaking of people that we don't want to watch anymore, Angela. Oh, Lord, Angela. She looks good here, though. I don't know what she looked like. Okay, her and Michael fell in bed together. Despite all that screaming and yelling and pulling his car apart, Angela was like, I'll sleep with you one more time. And of course, this sleeping together did not last long because he promised her the night before they slept together, I will delete my Instagram. But the next day, he's like, I don't want to delete my Instagram. Are you going to delete your Instagram? She's like, no! Angela, everyone's tired of you. And then if you watched 90 Day with me last night on my TikTok, so you're missing different things, right? TikTok, we had a little watch party. Chanel Irons Goat says, we Tauruses do not claim Ed, thankfully. Allegedly, is there a situation with Angela and other things? I'm just asking. I don't know. But I'm just asking based off her behavior. Something's not clicking for me. And I know she's I feel like, yes, she's been this way since we've met her on this show, but I feel like it's gotten worse. And yes, there have been allegations from her former friends. I'm sure you've seen the interviews about other issues, allegedly. But I can't imagine Michael turning over. Y'all saw what Angela looked like in the morning? I can't imagine turning over to Angela and then, oh! But he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Michael knows what he's doing. And I don't think that he's scamming her. I think they're scamming us so they can keep this TLC check. But a lot of people are turning off Angela and Michael's scenes because they're like, this is too much. The way that Angela is responding to Michael is too much. All right. Where do I want to go next? Ooh. Jenny and Submit. Jenny, okay. Jenny, I am Team Submit. Just this week. Look, just this week, I am Team Submit because I feel as if you are smothering. I think she has been taking care of them. I don't think. She's been taking care of them since she's been living in India. Jenny, I get it. Being in India is not an easy life, and it takes some adjusting. But how long has she's been in there before the pandemic? We're going on 3 years since the pandemic. You haven't gone out shopping by yourself? Not Jenny. First of all, she almost got scammed, but she didn't get scammed. She was like, I'm not paying 1,000 rupees for that. Then she goes to the other man and he's like 300, 500. She done scammed herself. But Jenny doesn't want Submit to work. And he's like, I might be working 7 days a week. And she's like, why? Because he wants to be able to be a man and pay for things and have his own. But he's still dealing with his family. He doesn't want to move to the United States. But Jenny's like, oh, let's move to the United States. I don't know. Are we done with Jenny and Submit? Because I'm kind of tired. But at least she's with someone that's not from America. And I have to say, they're far more interesting to watch because I believe their dynamics are real when it comes to the family situation. But now this is where age really does come into play. We see it with Big Ed and Liz, but you also see it with Jenny and Submit. Age does play a huge part because when you hit certain chapters in your life, you want different things. And he Submits at a point in his life, he's like, I want to have my own goals. I want to achieve certain things. I want to start my own business. And Jenny's like, I'm retired. Can't we just stay home and cuddle? And Jenny can't even put a dish together. But you know who can? Submit, and he brought it home. Not only did he work all day, he brought dinner. She's trying to boil potatoes. Okay, Jenny, boil those potatoes. They didn't even end up eating those potatoes. And they just look how long she waited to get married. Submit, I'm riding with you this week. I still think you scammed all of us. However, I'm riding with you this week because I do believe you need to have your own. And I believe a lot, very much like what's going on with Michael and Angela. These women are using, I'm taking care of you. You don't need to work. What do you need to work? Stay home with me, be with me all day, every day. That's not good for any relationship. All day, every day? No, you need your time apart. You need your own things. You need your own friends. But Jenny doesn't have that in India. Now she's smothering. Did y'all see that scene with Angela and Michael when he says, I'm not deleting my Instagram, and she's back at the hotel and he's trying to talk with her and she's like, you're smothering me. I said the paranoia. Signs of other things, allegedly. I'm just saying. Let me say thank you. We got a couple of super chats and then we'll move on, guys. And yes, we will take a couple of callers before we wrap up our Tuesday Takeover. Normally, Tuesday Takeover happens at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Next week, hopefully, because hopefully life won't be lifing like that, we will be same time, same place. Subscribe. Let's get to 200,000 subscribers. We have how many people watching? We have over 2,700 people watching on YouTube alone. All right. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be here for our recap of all the things of reality TV news, and pop culture news. All right. Sonia, thank you so much for the super chat. Sonia says, that looks like a Reagan National Airport. They don't play at that airport. Be on time, in regards to the Cheryl Lee Ralph story. Every airport's different. You're right. Because in Paris, certain airports will let you get away with your weight and your size. Paris, don't try it. They will cuss you out and charge you. Don't try. You better make sure you're following the rules or just check everything. But even if you're checking everything, make sure it's the right weight. Paris don't play. Lonnie, thank you for the super chat. Lonnie says, thanks everyone for tuning into the most fun page on YouTube. Hashtag best place on YouTube. Thank you. Appreciate that, Lonnie. Okay, Julie, thank you so much for the super chat and always supporting as well. She says, got to be a part of the replay crew, but please, TLC, get rid of Ed and Liz, and Angela is beyond toxic. Thanks, Mods, for all you do. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday to you, Julie, and thank you for always supporting as well. Judy sent another super chat. Hold on, let me just get this. Julie says, OMG, Veronica is amazing. Mike is still awesome to Natalie until his mom gets a hold of her, and Yara is horrible now to Jovi, in my opinion. Yeah. I love how you summarize your thoughts. Perfect. Thank you for another one. Julie, she says, I'm going to have to check it out on Netflix in regards to Bling Dubai. All right. Brooklyn Star, thank you so much for the super chat. Brooklyn Star says, I want the backstory on Ibrahim's mom. Oh, I know, because she's American, right? Ibrahim's mom? I think he talked a little bit about it, but we didn't get a full backstory on her. You're right. Ibrahim's mom. I think she's American, but she wears all of the Muslim things. Joe, thank you so much for the super chat. Joe says, trust your loins, Kempire. Trust it. Thank you, Joe. I'm going to trust it for now to my benefit. If y'all see us dating, you see. April, thank you so much for the super chat. April says, Lord, not your loins. All right. Okay, people, let's move on from my loins. Okay. I say things sometimes and I regret what I say. Never. I mean, I'll apologize when necessary, but all right. Yes. Thank you. I couldn't even think of the name. Hijab. She was wearing a hijab. Thank you. All right. Let's move on because I know you guys are here for specific stories. But before we move on, we were talking about 90 Day Fiance. I don't want to talk about this couple because I believe it's so pre-produced. Elizabeth and Andre is so pre-produced. But you know what's not pre-produced? She is expecting her second baby. Congrats. All right. And we didn't get any Bilal and Shida because I know you all say that I forget about Bilal and Shida. They'll be back next week. And she'll be back with a plot and plan to stop taking her birth control so she can get pregnant. Remember the woman that she FaceTimed with? And I said, I got a sneaky suspicion that there's something else happening between those two. I don't know. I just got a vibe. But that's their storyline for next week. All right, let's move on because I know why you guys are here. I know. They're not paying me, but they should. Don't forget Family Karma. Yep, Family Karma will be returning. When is it? This Sunday. Family Karma will be returning to Bravo this Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We will be recapping and talking about it. I'm not sure when I will be doing the recap on this one. I don't know if it will be a part of Tuesday Takeover, but stay tuned. I'll let you guys know. All right. But Family Karma will be coming back. And this is the only show. They don't have to pay me to promote it because I love them that much. All right. I love Family Karma that much. All right. So there's so much stuff in the news. As you know, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is over. But so many of you continuously tag me in stories that keep coming out about Beverly Hills. Specifically about Lisa Rinna. Is Lisa Rinna coming back? Okay. It wasn't clickbait when I said that Lisa Rinna quit. I didn't say she quit Beverly Hills. She quit Twitter. I only got so many characters in my my YouTube stuff, okay? Lisa Rinna. Ugh. Where's my Lisa Rinna photo? Is this it? Oh, wait, no. So Lisa Rinna is continuously making the rounds on social media. As you know, her behavior on social media is disgusting. The last week when we spoke about Lisa Rinna, we were talking about that awful picture that she posted with a gun. Okay? I'm not going to even show it again. All right? So Lisa Rinna. So there's a couple of things I have to say about Lisa Rinna. So yesterday, she announced that she is leaving Twitter. And everyone was like, she was banned. She was banned. No, she decided to deactivate her Twitter, according to her. All right. This is what she posted on her Instagram story. So as you can see, she reposts what other people said. They tagged her, Lisa Rinna, what happened? She reposted it on her Instagram story yesterday and said, I deactivated my Twitter account this morning. My choice. I do find it interesting because there was a Twitter account, I'm not going to even give them light, that has been very avid and pro Lisa Rinna. And there were people speculating that this was also Lisa Rinna. I find it interesting that both that Twitter account and now Lisa Rinna are taking a social media break. I need Lisa Rinna, don't just deactivate the Twitter, deactivate the Instagram. I don't feel like Twitter is your problem. Your problem is probably people tagging you all the time on Twitter. You probably can hide a little bit more on Instagram. But we need you to deactivate the Instagram. Like Kanye. We're not talking about Kanye today. Nope. Shout out to, I didn't get a chance to really get fully versed on the story, but 2 black men bought the trademark for White Lives Matter, and they're going to use it to support black people. The ownership of it. All right. Okay. So back to Lisa Rinna. So Lisa Rinna says that it was her choice to deactivate her Twitter account. All right. She's also slamming Bravo and the editors for whatever they wanted to deem her story, her image for the season. So she said this on her Twitter, on her Instagram yesterday as well.
Reunion that I'm really sad that they didn't show. I had brought this with me in my dressing room and had it there. And I'm so sorry they didn't show it. I just don't think they wanted to have me have any form of sympathy.
Really? Girl. Lisa Rinna is completely delusional. And she might be even more delusional based off of what went down in Aspen. As you know, during the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills this season, her big thing is that Kathy Hilton had a nervous breakdown. Kathy Hilton lost it. Kathy Hilton might need some help. Well, I know all of you have been tagging me in this, but I've heard other people report what went down at the club, and they were saying that's not what happened. So that's part of the reason why I kind of was just like, well, this is again a he said, she said situation. But here we are, Tuesday Takeover, stories that I don't get to cover anywhere else. I'm going to cover right now. All right. So I love Bitch Sesh. It's another reality TV, Real Housewives podcast. I listen to it all the time. So I heard this conversation that they had with a Vanity Fair editor or writer. Okay. And he basically said what he heard from a source that works at this club on that very night, that it's not exactly the way that Lisa Rinna portrayed it. Let's take a listen to what they had to say. Hold on, if I can find my mouse. Where's my, oh, there goes my mouse. Hold on, let me pull this up and take a listen to this, guys.
Sitting foot, standing foot. What's the term? Standing foot.
Mm-hmm. Stepping foot.
Mm-hmm. Cut that. Stepping foot.
Oh, we can't.
Please.
Too funny.
Stepping foot into the Caribou Club. And I send a picture, which, like, as you've learned, my tech skills aren't great. And the picture I sent to Casey was blurry, but it was like the best shot I could possibly send of the Caribou Club to be like.
You emailed it.
Emailed, yeah.
Yeah,
Boots were on the ground. So boots were on the ground. And I had this moment where speeches were happening. I was there for a celebration. There was like a, I'm not going to draw other people into why I was there, but I was there. And speeches were happening. I had gotten up to use the restroom. I was waiting in this sort of like vestibule scenario. And to paint the picture, like I thought the Caribou Club was going to be like Studio 54. The Caribou Club is like a Ralph Lauren store. It's a lot of tartan. It's very preppy. It's very like lived in, worn in, like just like it looks like there's a lot of antlers. And I'm in this sort of vestibule area with a coat check and whatever. And the general manager and some other people leave. And I'm now alone with this person who works there. And the speech is going. And I think, this is my chance. This is my sliding doors moment. And I say, were you here the night of Kathy Hilton? And this person looks left. This person looks right. And they say, I was. And I saw everything.
What?
And there's applause from the speech ending. And it was like another choice. Like, do I go back?
Do I?
And I don't. And I am like, okay, what happened? And I'm locked in this little room with this person. And they tell me that Kathy was no more drunk than most people. And that a lot of people of a certain age forget about the altitude in Aspen, have a couple of drinks, and it hits them sideways. And what they saw was very much that. And they see it all the time, was the term. And that it was a combo of altitude, booze, and clearly some other medication. And then pointed to the chair that Kathy sat in waiting for the shuttle to pick her up and said that she sat there. And they said that the rudest of all was Lisa Rinna, who refused to check her coat and screamed at people.
Wow. So I heard that when the podcast episode comes out, because I listen to Bitch Sass all the time, because sometimes you just need a hilarious take on the Real Housewives, and they provide that. So I heard that. But, sometimes I forget, Kempire, this is your business. You need to report and talk about these things. Okay, but I think part of me is just like, I'm done with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Andy Cohen recently came out and revealed what exactly was in that manila envelope, the receipts that Lisa Rinna had. Come to find out, Andy says that those receipts had to do with the Elton John situation. He says a lot of things were edited out of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion. That was one of them because it really wasn't important. It wasn't. I wonder what was the receipt though, Lisa? At this point, I really believe Sutton. Sutton has no reason to lie, but that is such a moot point at this point. Look, at this point, no one cares about that. That was what was in your manila folder. Girl, you needed to bring receipts about the Kathy Hilton situation. So this Vanity Fair writer basically says that no, the nightmare at the club was actually Lisa Rinna. Then if we rewind back, remember Lisa Rinna at her, her drink event? The Lisa Rinna wine situation and how she spoke to the person putting the drinks together? It reminded me of that. Lisa, again, I'll say this. I'm not team anyone. I'm team Kempire all day. All day. But I never really thought about, because I don't drink. I never thought about altitude mixing of, allegedly, I don't know what kind of drugs he was referring to. But mixing of alcohol, and maybe that's what caused Kathy to feel the way that she was feeling. I believe Kathy may have said and done some things. Some of you agree with some of the things that Kathy Hilton may have said about the other ladies. But the real point that was made here was that Lisa Rinna was the nightmare. Are we surprised? No. No one's surprised. Lisa, can you just take a break from Instagram so we can stop talking about you? Because once they confirm that you're not returning for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I will stop talking about you. And she will be on social media talking about the show. She might even start a podcast. Will you be listening? I won't. I don't listen to Teddy's. But some of you said the Teddy's podcast with Tamara is actually good. Let me know how it is. I won't be listening. I will continue to listen to our girls' bitch sesh. They're light and funny and have no connection to the cast in that way. So I enjoyed that. So go listen to the full episode of Bitch Says. It's titled Not Today Ankles. Damn. That's the name of the episode. Okay. Thank you guys so much for all the likes. If you are a Royal Court member, I've already dropped the call-in link for you to call in and share your thoughts, okay? If you are a Team Kempire member, I'll be dropping the call-in link in just a second for you to call in and share your thoughts. I've been talking for almost an hour and a half, and I love talking, as you can tell. But this is your opportunity to call in and share your thoughts on all of the situations that we covered. We're not done covering stuff, though. We're not done. Every Tuesday Takeover, we talk about the ratings from Sunday night. The ratings for The Real Housewives. The ratings for Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine. If you missed our recaps yesterday of both shows, be sure to check that out. And don't forget to like and share those videos as well. And if you haven't already, we have, like I said, we have almost 2,800 people, almost 3,000 people on YouTube alone. We have quite a few people watching on TikTok, quite a few people watching on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. Like the video, share the video, do all the things. Help me get to 200,000 subscribers before, let's say before the end of the month. Before the end of the month. Let's get to 300. Oh, well, okay, let's get to 300,000. Anything's possible. All right, let me say thank you. Okay, the Heathers, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, rest in peace to Sheila. Yes, definitely. I did see the story before we came live. Look, I prepare what I want to talk about. I don't know the full details of what went down with Albie Shore, but he did reveal that he was in a coma for 2 months. Oh my God. Was it COVID? Do we know? Because that's the only thing that I've seen recently. I mean, other things can happen to put you in a coma for 2 months. But recently, that's one of the things that I've seen happen with people with COVID. Guys, can we get to 1,500 likes? And maybe I'll drop the call-in link for the general audience to call in and share their thoughts. Maybe. All right. If you are a Team Kempire member, I'm going to drop the call-in link as well on the Kempire Daily community tab on YouTube. That is your opportunity. It's not a part of the membership, but we make it a part of the membership when we have call-in, so you guys get the first dibs on calling in backstage. All right? All right. Let me take a sip. You know what, Steven? Are we going to fight today? Everybody's trying to take my man. Look, I'm single, okay? Can I get somebody? All right? Why is everybody fighting? What can I have? There are millions of men in the world. Steven, thank you for the super chat. Steven says, I'm so sorry that you seem to be confused. He belongs to me. Sound familiar? Hashtag the boy is mine. Hashtag Ibrahim. Laughing out loud joke. You're not joking. You're not joking, Steven. Because if Ibrahim and his millions of dollars and his cute self came knocking at your door, you would betray our non-friendship. Okay? For some Ibrahim. It's okay. I wouldn't blame you because I do the same. All right. Thank you for the super chat. All right, guys. All right. Let's look at the ratings. Let me switch this out. There we go. All right. Let's take a look at the ratings. Let me go here. Shout out to our friends over at TVDs. As always, you know what we do here. We support and cite our sources. All right. Let me move myself out of the way. I'm all in the way. I got to come back over here to move myself out of the way. All right. So I'm actually surprised at this because last week they had almost 1 million. Our girls over at the Real Housewives of Potomac, we had almost 1 million people watching. What happened? But a lot of you said that you didn't love this episode, but you didn't know what the episode was going to be like. So the viewership, according to our friends over at TVD, they says, are you Team Robin or Team Wendy when it comes to the family game day non-invitation, or as we call it, Real Robin's Family Fun Day? Oh, no, not Real Robin. Regular Robin. There we go. Regular Robin Family Fun Day. All right. So they report that the episode earned a 0.25 in the demo and over 840,000 live viewers. Okay. And then let's take a look at, anyone notice that Watch What Happens Live's viewership is conveniently up? Just saying. I mean, I give credit when credit's due, but I find it interesting after all those reports. Why all of a sudden? I don't feel like their guests have gotten that much better. But okay, it's up. Congrats, Andy. So, with Robin, they experienced a .11 demo with over 448,000 viewers. That means like almost 400,000 people checked out of Watch What Happens Live. Okay. Let's talk about the Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine, again, shout out to our friends over at TV Deets. Their ratings for Married to Medicine, their reunion part 2, this is pretty damn good for them. .19 demo and 785,000 viewers. Okay. I think that's pretty damn good. I think that is pretty damn good. We do this every time. We do this every time, guys. If you enjoy stuff like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Check back every single Tuesday. Tuesday Takeover. We do it all the time. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Subscribe to our podcast, Kempire Radio. The latest episode, I'm talking all kinds of things that I don't talk about anywhere else, like my BravoCon experience and me running into Norman from the Wendy Williams show. Okay. All right. I missed. Okay. Let me just get the super chat and then we will start taking callers. Toom Fan, thank you so much for the super chat. Toom Fan says, Andy pairs Watch What Happens Live to the end of the 9 p.m. Sunday show, always. This is a trick they've been doing for the last couple of years, and it has helped the ratings. It has definitely helped the ratings. But it's all right. Andy will always have a job at Bravo as long as The Real Housewives is still alive and thriving. All right, let me get to this because I'm ready for some dinner. Y'all know how I am about my food.
I'm hungry.
Okay, this has been fun. Anyone else? I had a good time hosting Tuesday Takeover. Maybe we should start doing it a little bit later. No, I like doing the afternoon. We'll play around. Maybe we'll switch it up every once in a while. But life was life, and I had to take care of some things. All right, Replay Crew, as always, I want to know your thoughts on some of the hot topics that we talked about. Your thoughts on 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. Your thoughts on 90 Day Fiance, 90 Day The Single Life. Are you enjoying it? What'd you think? Are you watching Netflix's show Bling Dubai? Do you also want Ibrahim for yourself? We fighting. Thank you. See, Elle Singleton has my back. She says you two would make a cute couple. Okay. Boop. All right. Oh, Tina, since we're talking about reality TV, she said, have you been watching Married at First Sight? I am so behind on Married at First Sight, and I stopped recapping the show because y'all stopped showing up. That's the only reason why. Like, I'm going, and look, Salt Lake City, you're treading lightly. We're going to start recapping Salt Lake City earlier on Thursdays at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, but I'm probably going to pair that with another show, probably Below Deck, because y'all not showing up for Salt Lake City, so why am I going to waste my time? So I'll make the most of my time. All right. Let me change this. Hold on, y'all. Let me go to the callers. There we go. Let's get to some callers, guys. If you're just joining us, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels that cover similar topics. And if you missed it, every single week, we are recapping The Real Housewives of Potomac with Layla Lynn and Grace Report on our channels. This week, it was on Grace Report's channel, so be sure to check out that recap as well. And I hope you guys had a fantastic Halloween. It is now November, the National Day for Cinnamon. You know what I do? Look, here's my baby does. Shout out to Ashley. I blow some cinnamon into my house for prosperity. Look, okay, witchcraft. But when I have the billionaire, y'all gonna be like, let me go blow some cinnamon into my house. Chocolate Chunks, I think I'm gonna add Below Deck Adventure to this week's recap for Salt Lake City. So that's what I was considering. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I think I'm gonna do that. I wanna get back into talking about Below Deck, because I love Below Deck. It's one of my favorite shows. I'm still behind on Below Deck Med. That's the only reason why I didn't recap it. Okay, let's let's get to some callers, okay? Let's do that. Let's get to some callers because I'm hungry. And y'all know how I get when I'm hungry. I get very angry. Okay. All right. Lonnie's backstage. I'm going to bring her up. What's going on, Lonnie?
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I came with notes,
Okay.
so I can be quick, you know.
I love notes. No, I love it.
Well, first off, Caesar is like really cringy. Like I watched like the 90-day like fiancés and all of that and stuff, but he's like super cringy, especially that post. There was a post going around that people were like in uproar about with Caesar, that he posted on his Facebook a long time ago, that it was something of the effect of he wants white booty, not black booty. He's like vanilla cream over here or something like that, with like he was like standing behind a half full rack of nail polish with a leather jacket on and no shirt. I was like, this is why you're cringy and why you probably can't find a woman here. So
oh my God, not you bringing the tea. I didn't realize. How did I miss that?
It's on my Twitter page. I reposted it.
Oh my God,
I
I'm going to
retweeted
text.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, so people were like in uproar about that because it was just kind of like who you want. Like it was just how you wrote it.
Yeah.
It was just like
hateful
like
and I don't know what like is that considered racist? I don't. Yes, it's racist. There we go.
And then like Kimberly, like she was actually just on live. She just got a new job apparently, but her and Usman were on a TikTok live.
I forgot to talk about Kimberly.
Yeah, they were just on a TikTok live. She got a new job, so they're clearly still together. But like honestly, like every time I look at her, I think of the guy from the movie Ghost. Remember the guy? He was on the train. He's like, "Get off my train!"
Oh my God!
Does she not look like him? Like I can't get that. Like that photo side by side was like going everywhere, and I was like, now I cannot get that out of my head. She looks like the man from Ghost.
We love you though, Kimberly. We love you, and I did not intentionally leave you out of our recap today. I completely forgot. I will talk more about it once we hang up with Lonnie.
But yeah, that's what she looks like. She looks like the guy from the movie Ghost.
Get off my train.
From the train. But I'm rooting for Debbie. Look, you know, they're both in their 70s. You never know what can happen tomorrow. I'm like, Debbie, live your life. Do you know, just apparently the intimacy is very good. Like, do you live your life? It's not like she's in Germany or somewhere. You're in Canada. You could drive to Canada. So it's not like she's in some far off world or something like that. I'm just saying, do you, Deb? You're 70, live your life, have fun. If you found love with someone, but I am rooting for her. Angela, I'm sorry, she is Ike Turner to me. She is the female Ike Turner. Because, and honestly, if this was Michael doing this to her, he would be canceled and be kicked off of TLC. I don't understand why Angela has not been canceled off of TLC. She is abusive.
Big
She
Ed.
is violent. Yeah, Big Ed too. I mean, we're like sick of that. I mean, that is just like deep-rooted trauma that they definitely need a therapist for. I think they need to be separated. But Angela, I mean, I can't with her. She's like Ike Turner to me, but that's all I had to say.
All right, thanks, Lonnie. And thanks for the tea. Like, oh wow. And for the reminder. I can't believe I forgot about my girl. Thank you. Kimberly. All right. Bye, Lonnie. You know why I forgot about Kimberly? It's not intentional. I wanted to save her, and then I completely forgot to get back to her. So Kimberly, I'll briefly say this, and we can. The season's not done yet. Kimberly from 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After with Usman. I always mispronounce. So this week on the episode, you know what? I can't with Leah. I am not going to find that because I love my Kimberly. Okay, you can just take a look and you can Google schmoogle the ghost that on the train. Okay, from the movie Ghost. All right, leave her alone. So this week they're trying to convince his mom that she is, you know, she wants to be the first wife, but the mom has the second cousin ready to marry Usman. She wants Usman to marry the younger woman so that he can produce some heirs. Because apparently, is he a king? No, it's just culture. And the deal breaker for Kimberly is that, no, I want to be the first wife. Because she truly believes the first wife is treated differently. Oh, Kimberly. Like, I'm rooting for you, but girl, it's not with Usman, Soldier Boy. I did love when she pulled out a picture of her son, who's also a cutie too. And and the mother was confused. She's like, "That's your son?" And then when she was relating with was it Farouk about being in the military, so they had like a whole new level of respect for her. When we found out she was in the military, I was like, "She's a badass." I love me. Y'all know we love us some Kimberly from 90 Day Fiance. Sorry we forgot about you though. It wasn't intentional. I was trying to save you for last, and then I completely forgot. All right. Let's get to some more callers. We have quite a few people backstage, guys. If you're just joining us, this is our Tuesday takeover. We normally have it at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. PST. But today, we had it a little bit later. But replay crew, some of you are enjoying because you're off from work and you're like, oh, I made it live. So we all win. We all win. All right. Let me pull up Miss Beverly's backstage. We're going to bring her up next. What's going on, Miss Beverly?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm perking. And first and foremost, resting paradise, Sheila, sweetie. Okay, you know what? We're gonna go to Cheryl Lee Ralph first. She has a sense of entitlement, and I just, in my mind, I could see her saying, "Do you know who I am?" To because
she considers herself a diva.
Yes, but yeah, sometimes she needs to take that diva and put it in her pocket and obey the rules.
Oh.
And Lisa's timing of getting off of Twitter is kind of suspect to me. Like you said, the other account is no longer there, and it is being alleged that Diana's team has
I meant to cover that story, but there's so much to cover.
Yeah, the IP address, and it comes back, it goes overseas and then comes back to California. So maybe possibly that is Lisa White, and that's why she is taking down her Twitter. And I hope it is. I really hope it is, so that she can be gone permanently. Oh. Now, we did not talk about Married to Medicine, but I just wanted to say this really quickly too, because I saw Contessa. She did an interview and she was asked, and it was kind of shady of the person to ask, do you think Toya and Eugene keep moving because they're broke? And she said what she does not get is nobody minds that Quad, a single woman, is maintaining a home. But why do people find it far-fetched that a doctor can maintain a home? She said she thinks that the reason that they move a lot is because it's Toya chasing bigger and better. She said, it's not because she's that, them being broke. It's just that Toya is never satisfied. Toya's chasing something.
I mean, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then I went back and I watched Buffy's her review because of what you posted on Twitter, that little snippet that you posted. And what I am so glad that she broke it down as it was, because basically she's saying any liens that were levied against the house would have come out. And what Toya is saying, she made $1 million. It would probably be that $1 million. So I'm glad she broke all of that down as well, so people can leave my friend Toya in my
Here you go.
Toya alone.
Here you go. Okay, Miss Beverly. Thank you for calling in.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good one.
You
Bye.
too. Look, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I love when people are in the comment section. You're so biased. This is not CNN. This is not KNN. This is a review. This is a commentary channel reporting what we found and then sharing our thoughts. And that's what people are doing by calling in as well. Let me get through these calls, guys, because I'm ready to go. I'm hungry. All right. Judgy Justice, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Judgy Justice?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, perfect, because I have the AirPods in, so that can be a challenge. Well, I wanted to speak about Cheryl Lee Ralph. So I think I'm on the opposite end of the last caller. 3 million miles is a lot of miles. That means you spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on flights, like being like maybe like for people that fly economy, they don't realize that status, but like literally you actually have a private lounge you can go to. They, your bags are checked in for free. Like there's a lot of privileges to that that you're given because they know that, hey, you're a guaranteed person.
But you know what privilege you're not guaranteed?
Person.
You know what privilege you're not guaranteed? Them holding up their timelines. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. There are a lot of perks to being a certain membership on these airlines, but you still have to you still got to check in by a certain time for everything, for your luggage and for the flight. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, I agree that there are rules, but I'm saying that also like they've made adjustments for that because like I was the last person on my flight back from Cancun, and it is what it is. I got there when I got there.
Oh,
I checked in on time, but I got there when I got there. It was rough. It was a rough night. But like that's what I'm saying. Like there's certain perks. Like they wait for you. They make calls for you. Like there's certain things that they do to make sure you get on that flight.
Yeah.
Because they know like you're gonna next time you pick a flight, you could pick. There's so many options out here. You're gonna pick them again. So honestly, and with the way that she like plugged in American Airlines, like I wouldn't be surprised if she ended up getting a sponsorship with them. But that's all I wanted to say. Lisa doesn't have any words. I have no words for Lisa. I just can't get involved in that type of mess. It's too toxic for my spirit, especially when I'm about to make dinner. Bye.
Oh, okay. Bye. All right. We're going to continue taking some more calls so I can get up out of here. Kari, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Kari?
Hey, Kempire. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I came to the live late, so I don't know if you mentioned DeVito's son. But I hope every domestic worker that was left home with that baby gets thrown in jail. If I leave my child alive with you, that's kind of how I want him to stay. Like that's how I want him to stay. Rest in peace to the multiple lives we lost today, including Sheila, who gifted me my first membership just to indicate the person you had to have been in real life. Sending prayers to your family. So I just wanted to start off by saying that. Now, I just also wanted to say about Moesha's mama that it's real dehumanizing when people act like celebrities can't complain because they're celebrities. Like she didn't record the lady or drop her name. She basically just called the girl rude and said she spent too much money with the airline to not be afforded a courtesy. Something everyone should think. Stop giving these businesses all y'all money and then saying you don't deserve the courtesy of them ignoring 1 or even 5 late arrivals. Your money is keeping them in business. It's okay to expect a little special treatment. It was people on Twitter calling Dia Karen. It annoys me when y'all call Black women that in the first place because you're undermining the reason we coined the name and you're pretending that Black people complaints are taken seriously enough to cost somebody their job. But Black rich people getting people fired is an abuse of their status in life. Karens getting people fired are doing so out of racism and are often exaggerating situations. The original Dream Girl didn't do anything but get online and complain about a situation just like most people would. To use her status in life to strip her of her American right to complain is a way of dehumanizing her. And I just want y'all to realize that. She's not Jesus. Even if she might be one of his closest friends, she's still not him.
Not closest friends. Okay. All right, Kari. Thank you so much for calling in.
Bye.
And that's why this is a free space for everyone to share differing opinions. I love that. And Kari, here I go twerking on the fence. I was like, oh, maybe you got a point. Okay. All right, Shantae, we're gonna bring up Shantae next, and then we're gonna bring up El Michelle. She'll be our last caller. So anyone calling in now, don't expect a special courtesy because those rules don't apply here. Okay. Shantae, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire. Womp, 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 womp. So, I want to start on 90 Fiance. I have not rooted for anybody harder on this show in the entire franchise as I have started rooting for Debbie.
Oh.
When I realized how much she has gone through,
right.
You know, with her first husband coming home as a broken man from military service, losing her second husband, losing a child. I'm like, yes, Debbie deserves all the happiness. I need her to just tune into that inner baddie that she used to be back in the day. We've seen them old pictures of Deb. Mama was a baddie. She was backed with a D, B-A-D-T, exclamation point. She deserves all the happiness. I want her to get it. It may not be with this dude, but she's going to get it. And then Um, just to echo what they were saying about old girl, Michael's lady friend. I can't even say her name no more.
Oh,
But she crazy. The woman's crazy. She needs to be off the show because she was right. Had this been the other way around, we would have been calling for the show. I don't even know why they have Ed on the show.
yeah.
Because it's the same treatment that we were giving Michael last season with just regular 90 Day. Or was it the other way? And he's not back. We need to be giving them the same type of lip service.
Okay.
And Caesar, yes, Caesar did have that cringy photo with that cringy caption. Everybody saw it.
Except
Talking
him.
about I'm chasing. I think he was saying I'm chasing white booty, not black booty. And we were like, okay, you said that to say what? Like what? Like nobody, like make the move, not the announcement, cringy. Like, what are you talking about? Like, so yeah, he's just lame all the way around.
Yeah.
and,
Wow.
he keeps confirming it with that. The suit was just like, wow, really? I couldn't make that. You can't make that stuff up.
Not at all.
And then Rinna, she just needs to, I don't know what's going on, because I don't know if it's because some of the celebrities are getting rid of their account because of what's going on with the Elon Musk thing, or is she just maybe just trying to divert attention away from them going after Harry Hamlin and this weird picture of him and his daughter? Which
I'm so glad you brought that up because I completely, there's so much preparation that I do for this show that I don't get to every single thing, including the bot story with Diana Jenkins. But you know, I had this picture because everyone's been talking about this awkward looking picture with Harry Hamlin and his daughter.
It's awkward to us, but you also got to remember when you snap a photo, it snaps a moment. We don't know all what's going on, and people are being sick. Personally, that's my opinion. So maybe Lisa's just trying to divert some attention with the dramatic action.
Or maybe she can't afford to keep the $20 a month for her verification on Twitter. That's the other story.
Ciao.
All right. Shantae, thank you so much for calling in and reminding me of stuff. All right. Last but definitely not least, look, there's so much to cover. I don't ever have the time. That's part of the reason why that we created Tuesday Takeover, so that we could cover some of these stories. Please feel free, Replay crew, to weigh in. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know your thoughts on all of the topics that we talked about and some of the things that I may have forgotten to talk about. Maybe we'll talk about them next Tuesday. All right. Last but definitely not least, we're going to bring up El Michelle. What's going on, El Michelle?
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You are awesome. I just want to start off by saying that. So I called in for one reason, but everybody reminded me of the Cheryl Lee Ralph thing. I have a cousin who's worked for Delta for years. She actually informed me before this whole Cheryl Lee Ralph thing that sometimes with pilots, they're a stickler about time and leaving. And then also they are aware of who's on the airplane and who has connecting flights. So those two things can be a possible factor. I'm not saying Cheryl Lee Ralph was wrong. She has every right to go on her own social media and vent her frustration. That's on her. But the reason why was before I watched this live, I watched your reaction to Pastor Jamal Bryant.
I forgot to play that.
When I say I watched it twice and I waited for my husband to come home so he could watch it. That was the highlight of my day. I don't follow Pastor Jamal Bryant. I've heard the same thing. He is a great orator, a great speaker. Yeah. He gives you the word. But when I say I was with you running through my house, and we got a mini tour of Kempire's home. So if you want to see the
you know what? Stop it.
It's very colorful in his home. That's all I have to say. You enjoy your dinner and you have a great day, dear.
You too. Thanks, El Michelle.
Uh-huh.
That's a perfect way to end the show. And thank you guys so much for being my elephant brain today. Because there were a few different things that I forgot to talk about. And that, again, another reason why you should follow me on other platforms like TikTok, because that's where I posted my first reaction video to Jamal Bryant. As you know, there is an election happening here in the States. Early voting has started in many states. Go vote. Next week is election day. Voting matters, okay? Especially now when we're dealing with all the things that we're dealing with. Thank you to my Team Kempire and Royal Court members. If you would like to become a member of the channel, head on over to teamkempire.com/join. Thank you to our moderators. We could not do this without you. And rest in peace to one of the members of our community, Sheila. We miss you. We are praying for your family and friends. And thank you to all of you that called in and everyone that was in the live chat being a part of this conversation. I hope everyone has a great rest of your Tuesday. I will see you all in the next video. And I think the best way to end this live is to end with Pastor Jamal Bryant. I have to say, look, voting matters. Look, voting matters. Hold on, let me switch some things out. Hold on. Let me go back here. Let me play that video for you. We'll end it that way. Instead of with some music today, we'll end it with Pastor Jamal Bryant. I'm not going to even play my reaction video because I just realized I gave y'all a tour of my house. Nope. Can't wait till I move. No, it's all right, y'all. Guys, don't forget to like the video. Liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Have a great rest of your evening. And like I said, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you all for being here. Pastor Jamal, what you got to say, Mr. Jamal, Pastor? Okay, first of all, let me just tell you this. Pastor Jamal Bryant, we became familiar, not we, some of us became familiar with him on The Real Housewives of Potomac. He was married to Giselle Bryant. You know, he was involved. He came back one season for that fake storyline with Giselle. And all of you said, okay, he is a lot of things. He cheated on Giselle, caused Giselle maybe to go to the... But a lot of you said that he's a fantastic pastor. He is gifted in the way that he preaches. And Herschel Walker, you got a problem. All right, so let me just play this for you guys. Hold on one second. Let me switch out. Hold on. I think I can just move this like this.
When the Republican Party of Georgia moved Herschel Walker from Texas to Georgia so that he could run for Senate, it's because change was taking too fast in the post-antebellum South. The state had been flipped blue, and there are some principalities that were not prepared for a black man and a Jewish man to go to Senate at the exact same time. So they figured that they would delude us by picking somebody who they thought would in fact represent us better with a football than with a degree in philosophy. They thought we were so slow, that we were so stupid, that we would elect the lowest caricature of a stereotypical broken black man as opposed to somebody who is educated and erudite and focused. Y'all ain't ready for me today. Since Herschel Walker was 16 years old, white men been telling him what to do. Telling him what school to go to, where to live, where to eat, where to buy a house, where to run, where to sit down, where to sleep, where to pay for abortions, where to buy a gun. And you think they not gonna tell him how to vote? In 2022, we don't need a walker, we need a runner. We need somebody who gonna run and tell the truth about January 6th. We need somebody who gonna run and push for the cancellation of student loan debts. We need somebody who gonna run and make the former president respond to a subpoena. We don't need a walker, we need somebody who will be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding, knowing that your labor is not in vain. Georgia, I need you to know the slave Negroes y'all are used to don't live here no more. We can think for ourselves, function for ourselves, and vote for ourselves. Why? Because we don't need a